Do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. Frater Oz again. I am back from home time. Yeah, I took a little bit of an extended home time. I had a lot of things to take care of. I got a lot of things accomplished while I was there, and I had a good time as well. So I wanted to make a video that I've been trying to make for quite some time, okay? And that is about how we as Thelemites should approach politics and should approach our affiliations in our political life, and just basically how I think Thelemites should approach politics in general, okay? Before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave me a comment below. And let's don't get too divisive, okay? Because although it's beginning to subside somewhat, the last few years have been a very volatile time in politics, and the community of Thelemites, along with just the population in general, have been very divided along political lines, okay? And I'd like
Crossing Boulder, entering Oklahoma.
I'd like for that to stop. You know, I'm not going to say that I don't have definite views about politics, because I do, okay? But I'm going to try to keep this more from the perspective it should be taken from on this channel, okay? So, first of all, a lot of people will say, oh, this doesn't belong on this channel, the occult, and Thelema is not political. Thelema is very political, okay? If you read things like Duty by Aleister Crowley, you know, he talks about a lot of his thoughts on politics. And really, you know, I've said many times that you see what you want to see in the material based on what set of glasses you're wearing, okay? If you wear your libertarian glasses, you will see libertarianism. If you wear your Republican glasses, you will see republicanism. You will see a Democratic viewpoint if you look at it with those glasses on, okay? So what I want you to try to do as a Thelemite looking at politics is I want you to try to remove all the glasses, okay? I don't want you to look at Thelema through a political lens. I want you to build your relationship with Thelema, as I've discussed over and over again, okay, without having some political set of glasses on. And what this amounts to in a nutshell, you know, is I want you to allow your Thelema to inform your politics and not the other way around. I see all too often over the last few years, I've seen people that just seem to be justifying whatever political view they hold by picking and choosing out of the Thelemic corpus, okay? And this is true on all sides of that coin, all right? Not just the Democrats, not just the Republicans, etc., okay? And this is true with other religions and philosophies as well. You see Christians who pick and choose to justify their societal and political beliefs. Passing a way station here. Must be closed. So the idea is that I want you to try to allow your connection to and understanding of Thelema to inform your political decisions, and not allow your political affiliations to inform your understanding of Thelema, okay? Because it's pretty easy to do that. You know, in the same way that Thelema can be viewed from a spiritualist or an atheist or an agnostic perspective, it can also be viewed and approached from the perspective of different political affiliations. Personally, I consider myself an independent, okay? I do not affiliate with a political party, partially because I want to remain impartial. I want to use my life experience, my relationship with the Book of the Law and Thelema to inform my decisions about what I think is right in the political realm, okay? That will undoubtedly and often does diverge widely from what other people decide to support, okay, and that's fine. But it's important for us to objectively look at Thelema and not allow our understanding of the material to be swayed not only by others, as I've said many, many times, but also by affiliation with these political ideologies that may push us in one direction or another, okay? There are problems with all political systems. There are problems with every type of political affiliation you could imagine. There are conflicts with the law of Thelema, okay? I can go through every one of them, okay? You know, let's just touch on a few, okay? Let's don't. As a matter of fact, let's don't, because I think that's where the other times that I've tried to make this video, that's kind of where it diverges, and I feel like I'm being biased in one direction or another, is when I start laying out the problems with all these different systems. But I will just say that democracy, socialism, communism, capitalism, Republican viewpoints, Democratic viewpoints, Libertarian viewpoints, all of these are at odds with the law of Thelema. All of them conflict with the law of Thelema. We do not have a political choice that is in alignment with the law of Thelema. Some parts are, some parts are not of all these systems. And what we have to do as Thelemites is rationally and objectively look at the pluses and minuses, the pros and cons of different candidates and different policies, and decide which ones promote the free will of the most individuals, okay? The free will of the most people, because that is, in Crowley's view, the function of government. I don't remember the exact quote. The absolute rule of the state shall be contingent upon the absolute freedom of each individual to pursue their will, something like that. So you can't have some people getting benefits over others. You can't have... Okay, here's the thing. Thelema presupposes the ideology, the philosophy of Thelema, makes an assumption. It assumes that we all exist on an equal playing field, that we all exist in a place where we can all rise or fall based on our strengths and weaknesses, based on our merits, okay? But we do not live in that society. And in my opinion, the first step to getting closer to a Thelemic society is to create an equal playing field, because men and women, I mean, just individuals, we are not created equal. I don't care what anybody says. You go arm wrestle somebody, go have a foot race with somebody, have an intellectual contest with somebody, and you will very quickly see that we are not equal. But we all deserve to be on an equal playing field. That way, you don't have dumbasses rising to the top in fields where they need to be smart, and you don't have weak people rising to the top in areas where they need to be strong, which is basically the world that we live in. You know, it's twisted, and we do not rise and fall based on our merits the vast majority of the time. It's who you know, you all know it. And the goal is to somehow get to that spot to where the Thelemic society can really begin in earnest, and it can't really begin in earnest to take hold until there is an equal playing field. And we currently do not live in that world. And I honestly, while I have my personal viewpoints and my personal ideas of how we get to that spot, I'm fallible. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that my views are the best views. And that's why I don't really want to talk directly about my views. I just want to say that you should be allowing your Thelema to inform your decisions in the political realm and not twisting Thelema to meet your personal views on politics, not allowing your politics to twist your Thelema. Look at it rationally, objectively. We'll talk just a little bit about how Crowley thought governance should occur. He believed in aristocracy, okay, which means a king, okay, or queen. And this is appealing to me, but here is the issue. The way Crowley thought of it was that you would have these men, I say men, these people who were righteous and upright and were intelligent and thoughtful and were objective and unbiased, who would be able to actually rule in a way that was the best thing for every man and woman, okay? This is a pipe dream. Right now, we're nowhere even close to that. There's so much corruption in the governmental systems of the world that I can't even see a pathway to ever get to a spot like that, because who chooses who is that righteous person? Who chooses, it's a very slippery slope and very difficult and could easily devolve into dictatorships and stuff like that. But I agree with the premise that if we did have these men of upright character and who really were there to serve the best interests of the people, that probably would be the best form of government. But that's just not the way the world works, at least not right now. And I think Crowley had a lot of bad things to say about a lot of different systems of government. But in my opinion, as with in all things, and as we have talked about many times, it's all about balancing, okay? Communism is bad, socialism is bad, capitalism is bad. The only way you come to a system that truly works is to balance these things and have the good parts taken and the bad parts shunned away. It's just like anything else, and it's just like the system of Thelema, how Crowley took a lot of things from a lot of different places and put them all together into something that was cohesive. That's the same thing that has to occur in governance and politics. There has to be a balance struck, because none of these systems work on their own. They are all flawed. There has to be balance in there between all of these different systems. A little bit of capitalism, a little bit of socialism, etc., to balance one another out. And that's the only way we get to a system that works over the long term. And, it's about balance. Thelema is about balance. And so my political ideology has to also be about balance. And that's the way I view it. And that's the way I approach it. And I would encourage you guys to try to take a balanced view and try not to get sucked into the rhetoric of one side or the other, and to just try to make the best decisions that you can in your political life based on your understanding of Thelema. I hope that's been helpful. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment below, and consider joining the Patreon or buying a t-shirt to support the channel. Thanks for watching. Love is the law. Love under will.